reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
You're listening to LOTRO Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network, brought to you by Audible.com. Check out the newest audiobooks at audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter. And by Doghouse Systems. Use the coupon code MMO Reporter at checkout and get a free solid-state drive with your next PC.
Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, cause it's cold out there today. Hello, everyone. This is LOTRO Reporter, episode 302. I'm Chris, and I am joined by the ever so lovely Cari. Hello, Cari.
Hello, hello.
We are recording on February 2nd, Tuesday, February 2nd, which is, of course, Groundhog Day. If you don't get the reference, I don't know what to say. Maybe I should just say, I don't know. I was going to make some React comment, but I don't think I can react to that. Legally, that is. All right. We're going to just move things right along, right, Cari? We don't need to talk about that. As much as there was some incredibly strong Schadenfreude in that whole thing as a small YouTuber watching... having had to deal with the MCA requests from other networks for stupid stuff that was not there. I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person. I enjoyed that whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to LOTRO stuff. Hey, what have you been doing in game recently?
Oh, what did I do? I streamed last week. We had a blast.
Yay.
I got lost. I told them I was going to get lost.
You know,
so I gave them a choice of getting lost in the Misty Mountains or the Goblin, going to Goblin Town and getting lost, or going to
Goblin Town.
or Pelagir and getting lost. And David chose Goblin Town to get lost, and we turned out we didn't even make it to Goblin Town, and I got lost in the giant area that I had never seen before. Yeah.
That's all sorts of awesome, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost. I want to say I'm surprised. I really do. I really want to say I'm surprised.
Yeah. No, I get. No, it's not surprising.
No.
You've played with me. It's easy for me to get lost places.
Yeah.
And then because the festival, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Because the festival is back open again, I finished up some festival stuff, and the collections have been updated, and I might not have spent some mithril coins on finishing up owning some winter horses that I might or might not actually like, because it might have given me a title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I completely I don't understand people who just get all those mounts. Mounts are not important. Spider mounts. Sorry.
Yeah. You do own that. I own the black one with the orange that I haven't ridden in years.
Yeah, I got some mounts. Mounts.
I don't have any of the actual like the Warden's mount on this particular character. I won a couple back in the day when they had the lotteries on different characters. I had won a couple of the horses, but that's about it. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun, though.
Yeah. So how about you? What have you been up to?
Mostly questing towards Minas Tirith. I actually streamed a bunch today, too, before a work phone call interrupted, and I had to cut the stream. Like, phone rings. It was one of those phone calls where it's like, you know what? This isn't going to be short, and it's more important than the stream. I'm sorry, stream. I love you. Goodbye, end stream.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, it was. I felt really bad for the people who were watching. I really appreciated them coming out and hanging out with me as I worked my way towards Minas Tirith. But it's day job. Mm-hmm. And when I'm not there every day, I didn't want to. Yeah. Anyways, then the other thing is I worked for the last chunk of my time today actually on crafting. and getting my gathering professions up.
Exciting.
Totally and utterly unexciting, but I was convinced by our Facebook page. I put a question up there asking if people thought it was worthwhile for me to do it, just sort of for myself or for my character's sake, for lack of a better term. And I was convinced more to the yes, although there were some great arguments to the don't bother.
Okay.
Including, I'll just make everything for you, that a couple people volunteered, which I appreciate. Thank you. But yeah, I just decided, I have some really, this is going to sound so stupid. I have some really fond memories of grinding for crafting in LOTRO with Selenia, with my wife.
Okay.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump back in there. There you go.
Well, and they've made it a little bit easier now with the you turn leather into leather, and then you can turn it into scraps. Then you turn the scraps back into leather, and it's diminishing return, but at least you can do that 3 or 4 times, and that makes it a little easier to level.
And it's a nice shift for me as well. It was pretty interesting. It reminded me, actually, maybe I got in the mood because I did some Guild Wars 2 last night, and I know this isn't LOTRO stuff, but I did some Guild Wars 2 streaming, which will be up on YouTube in a bit, with Bill of LOTRO Reporter and MMO Reporter fame from a long time ago. But we did zone events in Guild Wars 2, and I had so much stuff in my inventory. It took me 45 minutes afterwards to open up all the bags, salvage, and basically deal with all my inventory stuff. And a lot of it was crafting-ish sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was... Yeah. So Emma said is talking about falling behind in your gathering professions. That's where I started. I'm starting with my gathering professions. He's talking about your comment. The leatherworking gets you behind on your gathering professions. That's actually where I'm starting, is with my gathering professions, because for a while I was just buying mats.
Okay. And
I got my main profession up, but now I'm getting my gathering professions up. So I'm all the way back to Isengard.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty far back, yeah.
That's when I gave up. That's when I kind of said, you know what? F it. I'm not going to gather anything anymore. It's too much of a pain. I've got enough inventory issues to begin with. So
yeah.
Yep. So that's pretty much it for what I've been doing in game. Had fun with, had a bunch of people in the stream earlier today. So it was really cool to have that happen. So, and hang out. You know what it's like. You get a bunch of people hanging out. I think probably overall I might have had, like 20 people in there, which is not a huge amount, but it's fun.
I think I had 7 last week.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And they test my LOTRO knowledge. Hey, what about this? Let's look.
Everybody knows better than to do that with me. They're like, hey, look, Chris is dumb. Let's watch him play.
Yeah, well, no, I get questions. It's like, let me
I felt so stupid today. I'm doing this quest, and it rewards this great upgrade chest piece, and I've been reviewing Blade and Soul, so and I'm playing. Oh no, what? I don't know. Oh no, it's from my Guild Wars 2. I use heavy armor there, and I'm a warden in LOTRO, and so I picked the heavy armor instead of the medium armor, and it was a great upgrade with 3 slots in it for essences.
And you can't use it.
And I can't use it, and I can't switch it, and I can't do anything, and I felt so dumb. Like,
is it at least
absolutely dumb?
Nice looking armor?
No.
Oh, darn.
I know.
Because I've been known to pick armor because it looks cool, not because I can actually wear it.
Oh, I was so frustrated. With myself. Not at the game, not at anything, but myself. And I know I'd love to hear I'd love to hear people's stories, either comment on YouTube or on the site or on Facebook or wherever. Love to hear their stupid mistake stories. And we can share them with everybody else, because we know we've all made them.
Yeah.
Right? And I just felt so dumb. So absolutely dumb. So that's what we've been doing in game. Before we go on, let's talk about our patrons. The 30 favorite people on the internet that I know. our patrons. They're fantastic. We were talking before the show about one of the benefits of being a patron that we just started sort of as a test before the holidays, and that's that we've opened up a public-ish channel in our Slack server. So basically, it's online message boards. Think of it like I am on a group scale.
Yeah.
And so patreon.com/MMO Reporter, if you're a patron any level, although, hey, there's some pretty nice rewards if you go up there, including some swag, including some guest spots on shows, etc. So go check that out. But we've opened up Slack for our patrons. So if our patrons are interested, I sent out a message, and I'll continue to send out messages to new patrons. If you want to be in on our Slack server, and we organize play groups with that. We'll be talking about skirmishes in a little while. Maybe we'll use that to draw some players on when we need to get into some different skirmishes and stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, that community that we've got going, go check it out at patreon.com/MMO Reporter. And hey, we haven't had an iTunes review in a very long time, and I'm feeling like mentioning those wonderful 5-star reviews that we get. So please go check us out on iTunes and give us a review. If it's a 5-star review, we'll mention it on the show. So now it's time to move on to the news. All right, first news of the week is the free transfer schedule. And so they're opening up some free transfers once again. So let's take a look at what that list is going to go. We're into the February area of time. So January 25th to February 29th, you can transfer between Brandywine and Evernight.
Yeah, so you can transfer... So the ones that are remaining. So if you're on Landy, you can transfer to Brandy. It's
but I
open
can't
for free
go. I still can't go on. Can I go to Gladden? Because I was invited to Gladden.
Gladden is an EU server, right?
I don't know.
No, Gladden is not an EU server. Not right now. You have to wait until June 1st to go for free to Gladden. Yep.
Okay.
Or you can use your coin if you want to use your one free coin or one of your free coins to move your.
I know when we were talking about this pre-show as well, or was it during the show? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was pre-show. It's and no other game would understand this like LOTRO does. I'm not ingrained or super tight with the Brandywine community, but I still feel like that's home to me. And it's really hard for me to think of moving off of that. Yeah. So there's Landy, there's Gladden. Oh, I don't know. What should I do, people? Let me know. Give me advice. Tell me. Yeah. So if you want to transfer to Brandy or Evernight, now's the time.
Exactly.
Now is the time. And we'll have a link for those of you that are interested in seeing what the schedule is in the coming months on the show notes for this. So you can go and check that out.
All right. So update 17.2 dropped. It was actually a pretty big patch. Remember we were asking what they were going to do? And I'm like, I think they're going to fix the servers. Well, they're still working on the servers. They're still working on lags and things like that. But they dropped a pretty good size patch. And one of the big things that they did is they added an emote connection. So you can see all of the emotes available to the free people of Middle Earth.
That's fantastic.
In the collections panel. I have all of them, but most of the LOTRO store ones because I haven't purchased them, and a couple of the ones that you have to get from the different things in the treasure hunt. But the rest of them I have. So it's like 121 of 150, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get a title for getting them all?
I don't know. Probably because you get a title for getting all the horses.
Yeah. Well, then you're going to get it. You know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. They added a bunch of the horses. They've added the animals. Some of the hobnanigans emotes I don't have either. And I don't know that I'm going to get the one where you play golf with a chicken. That just seems a little cruel to the chicken.
No
But-
crueler
and-
than chicken play. Come on.
Yeah, this is true. So if you go on to the collection and it's like Control C or Shift C, anyway, it will actually, if you arrow over it or click on it, it will actually show you what the emote looks like with your character,
Cool.
which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. And it shows you how to earn them, whether you purchase them in the store, that kind of thing.
That's really good. And I think that's the biggest part of that. It's not just, oh, look, there's this. Good luck. Hope your Google Foo is up to it, but it shows you how to get it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm the same with Ed Mama said. It's the store, Hobnanigans, and then the treasure hunt are the three places that I'm missing emotes from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they've got some public endgame space in the cisterns that's in Minas Tirith that's now available. So if you were running out of stuff to do, there's some stuff for you.
Awesome.
Yep, and they kind of tell you where to go, and they add some more stable travel options to Minas Tirith. So clearly that was a problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and if you've already completed all of his adventures, George at Sanderson's farm might have one new waiting in the wings for you. So go check that out.
I like that they're adding content like this, and it's not like this big, huge, hey, look, we've got content for you. It's just like, hey, keep yourselves busy. Go have fun.
Yeah, go visit,
play.
George.
Go play. Go have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, bye, kids.
Yep.
Right, leave us alone.
So, and then they've made some of the tokens a little easier, so they're not like divided by the different areas in Almrath anymore. It's all one set of tokens, and Sambrog's is a more challenging instance. So
Now, what do the Anflas Scrolls of Empowerment do again? Chat
I have
room?
no idea.
Well, you gonna help us out with that? Okay. move along.
LOTRO, we're going to wiki it really fast. Hang on. I'll
No,
tell you.
chat room can do it. Chat room can do it. Let's keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, if they don't answer fast enough, I might have a wiki thing.
Okay.
Housing. So the large and special furniture hooks, thank goodness, now accept thin furnitures. So you don't
Yay.
have to find those two places that you could put your your Bilbo hat stand.
Yeah.
They now, and then the tree housing decoration has changed a little bit. They go into small exterior hooks except for the Shire oak tree, which is humongous, which will make that easier because your choices of trees or other things is a little different. And finally, that Gondorian candelabra actually lights up when you use it.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, I got an answer for the Scrolls of Empowerment. Upgrades
Okay.
Legacy's tier of level 100 LIs.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you, Amavoset.
He's quick on the thing. Now, I know you wanted to have your pets named, Brandy/wine or something. You now may do that.
Cool Dash Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
sound so impressed.
I'm trying to think of why you would need a dash in a name, but okay. I'm scared of what you're going to do with it.
I mean, it's a hyphenated last name, right? Maybe,
Yeah.
mom and dad. Mom doesn't want to take dad's name, so the pet has to have a hyphenated name.
Okay,
Right.
that works.
And then it's a
there.
combination. But what happens when hyphenated names marry hyphenated names? What do the kids get?
Really, really, really long names.
Have you ever seen that? I have never seen that personally. I've seen hyphenated names, but I've never seen hyphenated.
Well, so one of the people I work with is a gentleman who has a hyphenated name. I'm assuming he was given that by his parents who had hyphenated names. But I don't know if he married someone and what happened with that name.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We can go in game and now when I flirt, it's gonna play flirt sounds.
Okay. I
Woo-hoo.
wonder what flirt sounds sound
Woo.
like.
I don't know what it does, but that's I'm guessing some variation of that. Or
Okay.
bow chicka bow wow on a middle of a flute. No, you don't think so?
No, I don't think you can make that now. So I gotta make that sound on a Middle Earth flute, or I would have heard it by now. Trust me.
Yeah, true.
The people
Very
I hang
true.
out with, I would have heard that by now.
I'm pretty sure you've had some pretty 70s-ish music coming from some bands.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Weatherstock. I know when the ale
Yeah.
starts flowing and the sun
And
goes
the brown
down.
lembus goes around.
That's
exactly.
Right. That's
Yep.
right.
Let's see what else. So there was a thing with the kinship. So if the founder title will be properly granted to kin founders who have transferred shards, or they're now calling them shards. Okay, along with their kinships. If the kin leader at the time of transfer was not the founder but received the founder title, it's going to go away. So wear it proudly until they take it away.
Yeah. So basically, if you founded the guild, you get the founder title. If you transferred onto a new server with your whole kinship, then you were granted the founder title because you were founding accidentally as you went, because you were the first guild kin leader of the kin on that new server. They're going to fix that. So it's only going to be the actual founders. So.
Yeah. And then 2 days later, we had 17.2.1, which I was reading some of the things about this, and Freylorn was like, well, we took it down to fix some stuff with the servers, but we thought we'll do a quick patch too. And the best thing of the entire patch notes is an errant tree has been removed from the road in Rivendell.
Is that the one I kept hitting?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yep, the tree just kind of moved into Rivendell. Yep.
It's an ent. Shh.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone it's an ent spy.
Okay, they moved the ent out of the...
Can you imagine an ent spy?
I'm holding up branches with leaves on it. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look.
Yeah. All right. So Yule Festival is back now. Here, I have a question for this because it no longer feels very Yule-ish in your part of the world. I'm sure more rain-ish.
Yep.
Have they always brought back the Yule Festival at the end of January?
No, I believe they brought it back because they moved servers in the middle of the Yule Festival. And there were some very upset people who could not log in for a few days. And there was much lag to be had. So I think they did this before, when they had a downtime, they brought back a festival. Something previously, and I believe that's why they're doing it. They also, there have been instances where they've just randomly brought back the festival, but I think this one in particular is because people were very unhappy about losing days of playtime during Yule Festival.
Because I know that I had gone in there, and like every year, I went in there for my cursory glance at the Yule Festival, said I'm going to do it this year, and then I never went back.
Yule Festival is actually one of my favorite festivals. I have characters who basically level in the Yule Festival. That's all they ever. I'll log them in June, and they'll be standing in
Winterhome.
Winterhome.
LOTRO is the only game where I really have not dug the festivals, and I don't know why it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I always use the word click. It just doesn't click with me. Yeah. It never has. I've done them, and I've for sometimes I've really, so I understand it at least. The first year, that something new comes out, like the first year Yule Festival came out, or at least changed to Winterhome, I really dug into it and explored it quite deeply, but I don't go back in again. It's just not my thing.
No, that's one of my favorites. Now, there's a couple that I refuse to do. So I take ale to people all over Middle Earth and earn tokens that way to get my stuff.
Yeah. Understood. All right. So that's it for our news for this week. January 29th to February 10th, if you're interested in the Yule Festival's return. Okay. Let's talk about our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors. We're going to start out because we have the one, the only, the master of pronunciation, Amavoset, in the chat room, who is the proud new owner of a doghouse system, which he just purchased. I believe he said an Armor TL. Yes. If I remember correctly. So he ordered by going to doghousesystem.com and using coupon code MMO Reporter. With his order, he got an extra 120 gig SSD in his computer along with what he was already going to get. This is bonus. So you've got your system all decked out. You use the code. They add 120 gig SSD, which is a pretty decent size for a Windows partition. Or you could put your, 2 or 3 favorite games on there. That's actually what I ended up doing, is not having my operating system on my SSD. I put my operating system on a regular drive, and I put my favorite games on my SSD because that just makes things all that much better. All the loading screens are better, and it works really well for me. So Doghouse Systems is fantastic. Go check them out at doghousesystems.com and use the coupon code MMO Reporter. And then you need something to listen to while you are working through your festivals. Today I was listening to the Riders of Rohan soundtrack, but sometimes I like to listen to an audiobook. Maybe I'm working through some crafting, or I am doing some long distance sort of shuffling or stuff of my characters. I go to Audible and I get myself an audiobook set up, queued up, and ready to go, and away we go with the best audiobook and the best listening. Maybe I use it on my drive, all sorts of things. So go to audibletrial.com/MMOReporter, sign up for their monthly subscription. It is a subscription service, but if you go to audibletrial.com/MMOReporter, you'll get your first month free. You get a book credit, and guess what? Even when you end your subscription, you get to keep all the books that you have gotten through your monthly subscription. It doesn't go away. You just get a credit per month. So that's really, really cool. And one book, one credit now. A long time ago, it used to be some books were 2 or 3 credits. Now it's one book, one credit. So that's absolutely fantastic. One quick suggestion, if you do end your Audible subscription, make sure you spend your credits first, because those go away the minute your sub does.
Yeah,
So,
you want to make sure you use that.
Interesting piece of news.
Yeah, so another very interesting thing, if you have Audible, which I do, and you have Kindle Unlimited, some books you are allowed to listen to the Audible versions for free.
Ooh, that's really cool. Awesome.
Yep. And another note that you might want to do quickly is if you go if you go to the Paizo blog, you can get one of the Pathfinder Tales books. It's 10 hours and 9 minutes for free.
Ooh.
Because all of the Pathfinder Tales are now on Audible. So you can get Death's Heretics by James L. Sutter for free.
That's actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually really, really fantastic.
So everybody run over there. I don't know how long the month was. I noticed the blog post on January 20th.
Awesome.
And it worked yesterday.
Awesome. I'm trying to look up, and it was locking me up, but I found it here. Let's see. Okay, which one were you suggesting was a good one?
Me?
Yeah, you had mentioned one.
So the so Death's Heretics you can get free if you go through the Paizo blog and click on it. It's free. I have been listening to The Palace Job by Patrick Weeks.
I'm looking for it. The Palace
It is kind of a caper. This
cool.
is he writes a lot of the Dragon Age novels.
Oh,
the Dragon
nice.
Age.
Okay, well, we're going to listen to... I can't find that one.
Okay.
So here's a sample from Pathfinder Tales Nightblade.
Okay.
The habit of sobriety had stayed with him. Then why go to a tavern? I wanted to think. Funny, that's what most people are trying to escape. Ina drained her tankard and banged it on the table until...
Well, there you go. There's a little Pathfinder tale for you for those of you that are interested. audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter.
Yeah.
All right, on to community news. We have got a few little bits here. There is a person in the forums on Landreval. This is Gangsta77, actually. What's our in-character name? Doesn't show the in-character name.
Yeah, it does. It's in there.
I didn't find it.
It is.
Anyways, you'll find it here. Heptaus.
Hey, yeah,
Heptaus. So if you would like to run through the Rift Raid on level, that is level 50 to 55, just to see what it was like actually at level without scaling or anything like that, they are wanting to run a group through there. So we'll have a link in the show notes. So if you want to check it out, jump in there and try out the Rift on level. If you do it, let us know, because I'm super interested how this goes. If people are just that much more experienced with the game, that they can tweak their characters or understand the game that much better. If this is a whole bunch of newbies who have just leveled up, I'm just super interested in how this turns out. So, yeah, if you're interested, go and check that out. We'll have a link in the show notes.
All right. So there is a website called LOTRO Artists, and that has a calendar of many, 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 many activities in game. So it's usually concerts, but sometimes it's plays, sometimes it's RP events, things like that. And I'm trying to think. It is Floridine from the Lonely Mountain Band started this website. So it's so if you are looking for events to go and see and do, check out this Lotro Artists website. And they've got visual arts, they've got recipes, and then they've got drawings, and there's music and events, and
That's really cool.
he works very hard at this.
That's very awesome. You should definitely go and check that out. Now, I've got a question for you, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always wanted to live in a hobbit hole?
Absolutely.
But were worried that it was maybe not quite up to your modern sensibilities?
Yes.
Well, have I got a deal for you? There are a couple of different sites here that are now offering hobbit hole style houses, which are absolutely fantastic. Looking at them, they are so incredibly modern and ancient all at the same time. Just the hobbit hole shape gives it that air of it's been there forever. But looking at them, even just really quickly at these pictures, they look very modern and bright and spacious and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's Green Magic Homes, and then the other one was over on Geekology, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Green Magic Homes,
Oh,
but
it
they
is
had
them.
some different pictures that looked more hobbity than looked modern.
Absolutely. Yeah, these ones are definitely more Hobbit-ish.
Yeah.
Very cool. So if you're interested, go check it out. That's pretty cool. I like it. I want a hobbit hole in my backyard.
Yeah, that was pretty
I wonder if they
awesome.
deliver to the Great White North. I guess I could just do an igloo. I mean, that's just the opposite but the same, right?
Yeah, that is.
When I was
but
young,
don't you actually have green grass in the summertime for 2
Yeah.
weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
This tells you how far north I used to live. When I was young, it would get so cold that when it would snow, the top layer of snow of 5 feet of snow that we'd have 5-6 feet would freeze. So
Okay.
we would dig tunnels underneath that frozen layer of ice and have little tunnel caves. And I remember having a huge fort that started in the snowdrift that the snowplow would get on the edge of our yard.
Oh wow!
And so we had this big space in there. It was really all sorts of awesome. And that's more hobbit hole than I think an igloo.
Yeah, that's definitely more hobbit hole than igloo. That's pretty cool.
But I didn't have a pantry like Bilbo does.
He's got a pretty epic pantry.
Hey, Carrie, if people want to get hold of us, how could they do that?
Well, there's lots of different ways they can do that. They can email us at lotro.reporter@gmail.com. They can follow us on Twitter at LOTRO Reporter. They can check us out on Facebook. Just search for LOTRO Reporter. They can leave us a voicemail at 616-666-6778. And Bill has set the bar at less than 50% swears. It goes on the show.
Darn it.
I know. Lots of bleeping. You can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/user/MMO Reporter Network. Our website, of course, is LOTROreporter.com. And be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/MMO Reporter.
Yeah, and subscribe to us on YouTube too. Subscribe to us everywhere. We're actually doing fairly well. I'm very happy with our YouTube channel. We're up to 1,100 subscribers now. I remember hitting 1,000. I'm really happy with that. Our subscriber number is going up. I'm not going to react to that though. Yeah, that was a dig. I'm sorry. But yeah, we like it because we can connect with people more, and that's my favorite part of doing all this stuff. Okay, so it's been an absolute blast recording with you, Carrie, as always.
It is, yes.
As always, a great pleasure.
Yes. So sorry, my brain has gone. Bill is texting.
Bill should not be texting you. Tell Bill to leave you alone.
Well, he's slacking. Bill is slacking. There's
Bill
messages in Slack that are popping up. Yes.
Bill is a slacker. Bill is definitely a slacker. All right, we're going to go, but to make things a little bit different here for our outro this week, we are going to give you one of our original songs. So thanks, everyone, for coming out. Thanks for listening to this week's show. Thank you, Cari, for an absolute blast recording. Thanks to our chat room for coming out and playing with us. But most importantly, thanks to everyone for just listening to the show. We really appreciate it. We hope that you listen to next week's show, but most importantly, we hope to see you in game.
More than deeds is all you have to do to make the rain. Then you wouldn't have to say that you pew pew, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if you dared boot threat from me? More than words to show you get that you need to let me think. What would you say if I let you die instead? Then you couldn't stop the wipe just by saying, "I'll pew pew." La-di-da, la-di-da, di-da, da-da. More than deeds. La-di-da, la-di-da.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.